I might want to come around to the conclusion. When I'm hearing Jimmy like what he got, Jimmy think he got something to roll with. That's a tough offseason for y'all. What y'all gonna talk about all offseason? For the day, we're gonna let y'all breathe. Because the Browns got that W. We're just gonna come celebrate this one. Where you at? Oh boy, it's a lot of y'all. Woo! Tevin Whitaker. G, if you leave UCSS, I wouldn't be mad. We go where you go. Cause watch tomorrow, they say Shedeur ain't EPA, this and that. Hey, listen. Hey, look, I'll tell you this.
For Shedeur Sanders, I am going A-. He now has a signature win over Aaron Bleepin Rodgers and a Pittsburgh Steelers team that had caught fire on both sides of the ball and won their last 3 games.
I gave him a B. Going 17 for 23 in that weather without your main target, it's phenomenal, especially against Pittsburgh and what they've been doing.
Solid game, man. I give you a B, maybe a B-. I thought Shedeur played better in other games before this game. I didn't think this was Shedeur's best game, but he got the win. So if he wouldn't have got the win, I'd have put him at like a C, C-. You get the win, you B, B-, man. You can't get nothing lower than a B if you come out with the dub.
Shedeur Sanders just crushed every single hater and put the entire NFL draft order into panic mode after his historic win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the fallout is insane. G. Bush came out swinging after the game, calling out everyone who's been trying to tank for draft picks and saying Jimmy liked what he got. Jimmy think he got something to roll with. The haters who've been praying for the Browns to lose so they could draft another quarterback are now in full meltdown mode because Shedeur just beat a Steelers team that was playing for a playoff spot with everything on the line. And here's what makes this even more devastating. G. Bush revealed that people can't even tell him what Dante Moore plays like or why they think he's a franchise quarterback. It's all based on somebody else said something. Meanwhile, Shedeur is out here actually winning games with the worst offensive line and receiving core in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. And the draft order just got blown up because Cleveland moved from pick 5 to pick 7. The panic is real, and G. Bush is taking a victory lap over everyone who said they should tank for another quarterback.
And it don't make me look wild. It make everybody else look wild. Like, you mad. You like I don't understand, bro. You got something so crazy that you fell for it so tough that you is just going to just go all the way and just crash out. Like, you can't even, the funny thing is people can't even tell me nothing about Dante Moore. They can't tell me what he play like. They can't tell me why they like him. They can't tell me why they think he's a franchise quarterback. It's all based on, well, somebody else said something about him. Boy, you know what I saw? I saw Aaron Rodgers play today and it didn't look that good.
Look, I need you to understand what just happened in Cleveland, because this isn't just about a football game. This is about an entire narrative being destroyed in real time. This is about haters who've been building their entire off-season content strategy around the Browns drafting another quarterback, watching their plans crumble to dust. G. Bush opened his post-game stream with the most savage call-out I've heard all season. Maybe y'all might want to come around to the conclusion. What I'm hearing, Jimmy like what he got. Jimmy think he got something to roll with. That's a tough off-season for y'all. Read that again. That's a tough off-season for y'all. G. Bush is telling all the haters who've been banking on the Browns losing out and drafting Dante Moore or Drew Aller that their entire game plan just got blown up, and he's absolutely right. The Browns were sitting at pick 5 before this game. Win against the Steelers, they're now at pick 7. That means there are 2 teams ahead of them that need quarterbacks, which means even if, and this is a big if, the Browns wanted to draft a quarterback, they're not getting one of the top guys anyway. But here's where G. Bush really went in. He said, we gonna let y'all breathe because the Browns got that W. We gonna come celebrate this win. And then he made it clear he's not backing down from anybody. I stand on business. I stand where I'm going to stand regardless. We don't duck, we don't hide, we don't run from no fades. Your opinion is your opinion, my opinion is my opinion. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to stay here, talk my talk. I'm going to go over the Bleacher Report, talk my talk. I'm going to be on the internet. I'm going to be everywhere talking. I'm going to be on Ultimate Browns talking my talk. That's what it is, bro. We don't duck no smoke and we don't duck fades. That's the energy we need. That's what happens when you've been proven right and you're tired of being gaslit by people who refuse to acknowledge reality.
Can't tell me what he play like. They can't tell me why they like him. They can't tell me why they think he's a franchise quarterback. It's all based on, well, somebody else said something. Boy, you know what I saw? I saw Aaron Rodgers play today and it didn't look that good. Make it make sense. G. Bush, I'm going to keep it 100. Kevin looks happier now. If the whole season was a tank, now he's proud of 12 as he's not going anywhere. Let's see. I don't know how to say that. See, Lane, fam, 6969. Let me tell you something. I'll give credit where credit is due, man. I don't know if Kevin's going to be back.
Now, let me tell you about the most devastating part of G. Bush's breakdown, because this is where he completely exposed the people pushing for the Browns to draft another quarterback. He said, "The funny thing is, people can't even tell me nothing about Dante Moore. They can't tell me what he play like. They can't tell me why they like him. They can't tell me why they think he's a franchise quarterback. It's all based on, well, somebody else said something." Boom. That's it right there. That's the entire argument against Shedeur Sanders exposed in one sentence. Nobody can actually tell you why Dante Moore is supposed to be better. Nobody can break down his film and explain what makes him a franchise quarterback. It's all based on groupthink and media narratives. G. Bush continued, "My boy, you know what I saw? I saw Aaron Rodgers play today, and it didn't look that good. Make it make sense." And that's facts. Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Fame quarterback, just lost to a rookie fifth-round pick who's been getting first-team reps for 3 weeks. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to acknowledge that Shedeur Sanders just outplayed a legend and eliminated a playoff team from postseason contention. Instead, they want to keep talking about draft picks and prospects who haven't proven anything at the NFL level. G. Bush called it out perfectly when he said, "They've been saying one of these quarterbacks for all year. They change every 3 weeks. What happened to Ty Simpson? What happened to Tanner McKee? What happened to Aiden O'Connell? What happened to Arch Manning? Drew Aller? They done picked like it's always, bro." That's the pattern. Every few weeks, the media latches on to a new generational quarterback prospect that the Browns have to draft. And every time Shedeur wins another game, that narrative falls apart a little more. Look, let me explain something about how this draft process actually works, because G. Bush broke it down in a way that's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable.
To see all my haters get on their knees and apologize to me and kiss my feet while calling me King Sanders. I'm going to put all my haters through a humiliation ritual for doubting me. Don't ever call me the Bronny of the NFL again, bro. I earned my way here, while that bum Nepo kid got there because of his daddy LaDiddy. I'm not going to lie, I got carried by my running backs and my defense, but I'm going to pretend like I did everything because my stats look incredible. When was the last time that trash can Dylan Gabriel threw for over 200 yards? Please don't put me in the same category.
He said, "Why would a billionaire businessman who drafted a quarterback who's doing things that other quarterbacks can't do, he's showing you layers to it. He's showing you, okay, I can throw for that many yards. I can also beat the Steelers," which we don't do very often. And he's one of the most famous people in the world, one of the most popular quarterbacks in the world. And instead of building around him, you're going to go take Dante Moore? Think about that from a business perspective. Jimmy Haslam is a billionaire who understands marketing, brand value, and return on investment. Shedeur Sanders is the 7th most Googled athlete in the world. His jersey sales are through the roof. He brings national attention and media coverage that the Browns haven't had in decades. And you're going to tell Jimmy Haslam to throw all of that away to draft another unproven college quarterback based on media narratives? G. Bush laid out the reality. You've invested a 3rd-round pick in Dylan Gabriel, a 5th-round pick that you traded up to take in Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson you already said was going to be on the roster. You already know what people be talking about when they keep trying to make it up that Deshaun Watson ain't on the roster. And then he hit them with the truth that nobody wants to hear. You guys are smarter than this. You understand that the Cleveland Browns can't just arbitrarily get rid of the entire quarterback room. If you believe that's a possibility, I can't have a conversation with you intellectually, because that's like talking to my 5-year-old. Boom. That's the reality check that the draft another quarterback crowd needs to hear. You can't just blow up an entire position group because some media analyst says you should. That's not how professional sports organizations work. Now, let's talk about what G. Bush said about the offensive line and receiving core, because this is critical context that gets ignored every single time people criticize Shedeur. He said, "This offensive line is not a professional line. It's just not. We don't have pass catchers that is going to really move and stretch the field. We are down to the bottom of the barrel at running back. This is crazy that we trying to do. We trying to sell this bill of goods that any quarterback comes in here and elevates this, and it's going to look crazy. It don't even work like that, homie." And he's absolutely right. The Browns have the worst pass-blocking offensive line in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. They have the worst receiving core in the league, and Shedeur is still finding ways to win games.
Round pick out there. Is that fair?
Can we wait till the pass rush and shoulder pads get on? I mean, it is touch football, Aaron.
Hey, Tony, Ray wants to know if Shedeur keeps 70% plus completion rate throughout camp, how can they overlook that?
You have to put that into context. You know, training camp is a different level of intensity where they actually defend. And you know, a lot of those numbers were built on air passes practically, 7-on-7s. Yes, you have to complete them.
G. Bush continued, "You trying to make it seem like, well, it's just going to be easy. I see Baker Mayfield throwing pick after pick, 179 yards here and there. What are we talking about here, bro? What are we doing?" That's the point that needs to be hammered home. Baker Mayfield, a former #1 overall pick who's been in the league for years, still has bad games with better supporting casts than what Shedeur is working with. But nobody's calling for Tampa Bay to draft a new cornerback. The double standard is absolutely insane. And G. Bush called out Kevin Stefanski in the most interesting way. He said, "I'll give credit where credit is due, man. I don't know if Kevin gonna be back. I got a good hunch he won't. But there's something to be said for a man that comes out and just goes out swinging. His team did not give up on him." That's maturity. That's being able to acknowledge when someone does something right, even when you've been critical of them. G. Bush has been calling for Stefanski to be fired all season, but he still gave him credit for rallying his team and getting a win when nobody expected it. But then G. Bush made it clear what this game means for the draft. Now the Browns are drafting 7. What happens with Dillon and the rest of the quarterback room? And who do the Browns replace Jerry Jeudy with? And he laid out the reality. Jerry Jeudy is not going anywhere. His contract, they just gave him a contract last year. He's not going anywhere. Dylan Gabriel is a good third-string quarterback. You use a third-round pick on it was too high. Sure, he'll be on the roster. Deshaun Watson has an $80 million cap hit. By the way, he's probably better than any other backup quarterback that you can get on the open market, and the Cleveland Browns cannot cut him. So what does that mean? G. Bush explained, quarterback room will pretty much be the same as it is right now. They will take that much-needed capital, first-round capital, and go find an offensive lineman, whether it be guard or tackle, and chances are they'll take a receiver with their first overall pick and go get and try to bolster what they're doing. That's the smart move. That's what championship organizations do. You don't keep cycling through quarterbacks hoping one of them magically fixes all your problems. You build around the quarterback you have and give him the tools to succeed. And then G. Bush dropped this absolute gem. If Shedeur Sanders really want to put it out of position, go ahead and play the Bengals. Go ahead and go down to Cincinnati and win a football game. And then we ain't even going to even talk about it. Then they're going to be doing triple crash outs. They be drafting like 9th.
You know, a rival team that was trying to clinch a playoff spot.
It felt good. It felt good getting a win overall, and especially the team we won against. I think it's bittersweet because I feel like offense, we got to do our part. I got to do my part, you know, a little bit more. We can't be happy with only 10 points. 13? Yeah, 13 points on the board. So, you know, we just got to be able to put up more points.
To get that win, though, your first win here at home,
pull this out in front of your fans?
Yeah, no, it's extremely exciting to get the win.
Facts. If Shedeur beats the Bengals in the season finale, the Browns will be drafting even later. And at that point, there's literally no argument for drafting another quarterback. You'd be reaching on a prospect just because you feel like you have to draft a quarterback, not because it's the smart move. G. Bush also addressed the people who were upset about winning. I seen these dudes. I done seen these dudes play. I'm going just go on. They ain't even like that. They ain't even like that. Like, come on, bro. Moore ain't even like that. Like, to be truthful. And he's right. Dante Moore didn't even beat out Dylan Gabriel at Oregon last year. But somehow the media wants us to believe he's going to come into Cleveland and be better than Shedeur Sanders? Make it make sense. The most powerful moment of G. Bush's entire stream came when he talked about the culture Shedeur is building in Cleveland. He said, when you lose for so long, you can't then say the Browns don't know how to win or the Browns don't have a culture of winning. The Browns are losers. At some point in time, these wins come back to help you because you learn, you galvanize, you come together as a team. You got to at some point come together as a unit rather than always looking around to find another hero. That's real. That's what building a winning culture actually looks like. You don't build it by constantly looking for the next savior. You build it by developing the players you have and creating an environment where guys believe in each other and fight for each other. And G. Bush made it clear that's exactly what Shedeur has done. The team is galvanized because of 12. You can see the energy and enthusiasm they play with. That's leadership. That's what franchise quarterbacks do. They make everyone around them better. They create a culture of belief and accountability. And that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders is doing in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders just crushed every hater and put the entire draft order into panic mode with his historic win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. G. Bush exposed the fact that nobody can even explain why they want the Browns to draft Dante Moore. It's all groupthink with no actual analysis. Meanwhile, Shedeur is out here winning with the worst supporting cast in the NFL, building a culture, improving he's the franchise quarterback. The Browns moved from pick 5 to pick 7, which means even if they wanted another QB, they're not getting one of the top prospects. Jimmy Haslam likes what he's got, and the haters are in full meltdown mode, realizing their entire offseason content plan just got destroyed. If you want more truth about Shedeur Sanders crushing haters and the panic in the draft order, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're bringing you the real story every single day. Let's ride with 12. Let's go.